The Illuminati are the secret society who govern the world from behind the screen through their money power, and they have sinister designs for the humanity. They are Satan worshippers, and their attitude towards humanity is satanic in nature. They call themselves to be illuminated people, and hence carry this name, but actually possess darkened mind which thinks only of evil. Their ideology is based on Darwin's principle, survival of the fittest, and the Machiavellian principle of political power, which authorizes cunning and duplicity for political domination. But both these principles are proven faulty, and the world cannot survive with these sinister ideologies in future. The Illuminati think that knowledge is power, and hence they invest in secret knowledge, and they hold and plan to hold the world for ransom with the diabolical knowledge. Their idea of the future world is that they are the masters of the world who can live a life of free will with all the fortunes, while the rest of the world is of the subservient slaves who shall not have a free will and live almost like cattle. The six basic tenets of the Illuminati organization are to render the people of the world into human cattle, and they use the diagonally opposite ideologies called communism and Christianity, which are their creations, as tools to achieve it. They create wars between nations to perform human sacrifice to their god Satan and also to benefit from the spoils of the war. They plan to reduce the population of the world to a tenth of its present level by means which are shockingly subversive. This is the brief summary about the Illuminati. Their sinister ideology is better exhibited by the symbol of their organization. There is a flat-topped pyramid and an all-seeing eye situated on top of it. The eye represents the core group of the Illuminati who govern the world. The eye stands for spying, governing, and even destroying as per their understanding. The pyramidal structure represents many organs of their governance in a hierarchical order, with the lowest level representing the common people shown as cattle. They believe that this symbol originated from Egypt because of the pyramid, and accordingly, the all-seeing eye represents the eye of Ra of Egypt. There are three gods in Egyptian mythology which are related to the eye symbol. They are Horus, eye of Ra, and the green goddess called Wadjet. Of the three, the eye of Ra, the evil eye as per the Egyptian mythology, was the inspiration for the Zionist Jews who were the founders of many secret societies including Illuminati. The eye of Ra being evil, even the eye of Horus or the eye of Wadjet don't have any philosophical connection in Egypt except that they are related to some mythological story. Kindly watch my video, Startling Facts on Egyptian Mythology and Orient Star Constellation, for a thorough treatment of Egyptian gods Horus, Ra and Wadjet and the general misconceptions about them. I had established in that video that Horus actually represents Shiva, the ancient Tamil Siddha, whose third eye came to be called the eye of Horus. We have also reasoned that the eye shall not be linked to Ra or Wadjet, as it is actually the earned eye of wisdom through meditation by humans. Hence, the Illuminati eye shall be called as the third eye of Shiva only. The third eye of Shiva is actually wisdom eye, and it can never be associated with any evil concepts. We have arrived at these facts by deductive reasoning. However, I shall prove conclusively that the eye does not represent Horus of Egypt, but Shiva directly, and the pyramid also do not represent Egyptian pyramid but something else, and we shall soon know what it actually represents. Siva was the ancient Siddha of the world and obviously predate Egyptian times, which I had proved in the previous video. Hence, I intuitively felt that Illuminati symbol's origin shall be directly related to Shiva, not through Horus of the Egypt, even though Horus of the Egypt represents Shiva. I was recently watching a video by Klaus Dona, who presented his collection of archaeological artifacts. There he showed a pyramid with eye artifact that was obtained from Ecuador. He said that the symbol in US $1 bill should have been taken from a similar artifact. Looking at the bottom view of the artifact, which is almost like a triangle, I knew that this pyramid does not represent an Egyptian pyramid, as the Egyptian pyramids are having square base. Moreover, the Egyptian pyramids are fully finished pyramids with a sharp apex, whereas this artifact implies a flat-topped pyramid with an eye sitting over it. Hence, artifact does not represent an Egyptian pyramid. Also, the base has a golden inlay depicting Orient Star Constellation. The Orient Star Constellation represents Shiva, as I have detailed in my previous video mentioned before. There is also writing found on the base which belongs to Indus civilization period and is based on the Indus script. The Indus civilization is a Tamil civilization and its script is ancient Tamil. The writing reads as Un Manava in Tamil, which means your mind. We know that eye of Shiva is a mind's eye, meaning wisdom eye. Let us summarize. The object has an eye symbol, which shall be the third eye of Shiva. The bottom inlay depicts Orion constellation, which we have established already that it represents Shiva. The bottom writing in the script reads in Tamil, Un Manava, meaning your mind, which again refers to the third eye of Shiva. Hence, while everything else is pointing to Shiva directly, I felt that this pyramid also should be of Tamil origin rather than Egyptian origin. I have already said that it shall not represent Egyptian pyramid, as the base of the Egyptian pyramid is square type, whereas this base can be thought of as a triangle. Once I felt that it is triangular, the only place that I could connect Shiva with a triangle is Trikonamalai, which is pronounced in English as Trincomalee. Hence, I thought that this base might represent Trikonamalai of Sri Lanka, but I do not know whether Trikonamalai is actually triangular in shape. I guessed it simply from the very name of that mountain only. Tirikonam in Tamil means triangle. Konam means angle. Three means three, and obviously the English word three is of Tamil origin. Even the word cone is of Tamil origin, which originated from konam meaning angle. Even the word angle is of Tamil origin, and it originated from Tamil root called angu meaning bent. From the same root came also the word English. Now, coming back to the topic, I had never been to Sri Lanka, and I never knew the actual shape of Trikonamalai. For the first time, I wanted to study the shape of Trikonamalai. To do that, I downloaded Google Earth software to have the top view of the mountain. I zoomed in the Trikonamalai area, and you are seeing the result. Aren't you surprised? The mountain base is indeed triangular in shape, and the whole mountain is in the sea. However, the close examination of the pyramid artifact reveals that it is not quite triangular, but it has some small deviation from it at the tip, which is flat rather than being sharp. Hence, to find whether the mountain has this feature also, I zoomed in that area further. To my vast surprise, the mountain too had similar feature. I then placed the cutout of the base of the pyramid artifact on the Google image of the mountain after enlarging it to the correct size. Wow! I was really stunned at this remarkable coincidence. The base of the pyramid sits exactly on the top surface of the mountain. The similarity is too close to shrug off as a mere coincidence. There is no doubt the pyramid model surely represents Trikonamalai only. Let us now reason out how it came about. 7,000 years ago, Ravanan was the king of Lanka. He was a great Siddha, a great medic, a great musician, and a great astronomer. His son was Indra, a dramatic Siddha, known all over the world at the time for his paranormal abilities, who is also referred to in Rig Veda. Ravanan's wife, Mandodari's father, was called Mayan, who was a great architect, and even the Mayan civilization nomenclature came of him, and he was the brain behind the pyramids too. Hence, Sri Lanka was the celebrated land all over the world, commanding respects from one and all, thousands of years ago. Rama, the North Indian prince, who was also a Tamil, picks up a fight with Ravana for some reasons which we have to study afresh. Due to dubious methods of Rama, the mighty Ravanan kingdom falls, and his entire family except the traitor called Vibhishana were killed. As Ravana was an ardent devotee of Shiva, Rama installed Sivalinga, one at Tirugonamalai in Lanka and one more at Rameshwaram in South Tamil Nadu, to absolve the sin of killing an ardent devotee of Shiva. Both these ancient shrines became popular all over the world. In those times, there was only one religion in all the world, and its name was Asivagam, and its main deities were Shiva and Muruga. Both were enlightened human Siddha who attained Nirvana. Shiva being the first Siddha of the world, he was worshipped as a primary deity all over the world. The Sri Lankan traders of those times made an image of that mountain, and representing the Siva temple on top of that mountain by his third eye, and representing the height of the mountain by 13 brick marks, each brick mark measuring 13 feet of today's measure, and thus representing the original height of that mountain from the sea level at the time. As you can see from the side view, the Trikonamalai is a flat-topped mountain. The Siva temple was located on the flat top surface of the mountain. Hence, the image represents Trikonamalai, the holy mountain, and Shiva on top of it. This image was sold as Siva Yentra all over the world by the traders for the purpose of keeping in prayer rooms and for daily worshipping. It is one of such Siva Yentra that was available with the Illuminati of 18th century, and they mistook it for Egyptian pyramid, and also mistaking the eye as Eye of Ra, the bloodthirsty goddess. Hence, this object became the emblem of Illuminati, as their motive was the ruthless control of the world. However, we have established in the video that the image represents Shiva, not Ra, and the eye does not mean evil but benevolence. Hence, it is high time that the Illuminati mend their idea about the symbol and mend their ways too. For the first time in history, the Illuminati should really be illuminated on the real origin of their very symbol. The unfinished pyramid idea of the Illuminati is wrong idea, and it actually represents the flat-topped mountain and there is nothing more to it. The eye on top represents Siva, the Lord of Wisdom, and it does not spy. As it does not represent pyramid, there is no hierarchical structure and there is no real boss overseeing the world. Let the Illuminati reform themselves and let the world be a wonderful place for every individual. They should stop worshipping Satan and they shall turn to Shiva, the Lord of true wisdom. The genuine Old Testament was written by the Aisanis of Kumaran Hills, the followers of Shiva. Hence, Jews' original god was Isa, and he was the earliest god of the entire humanity. I wonder whether Enoch might actually represent Isa, as Enoch might have deformed from Enoch, which means Isa. Enoch represents seventh generation from Adam. Enoch was an astronomer and he had fire on his hand. These are tallying with Isa, the Siva. Siva discovered that the universe was born of an explosion with a sound and fire. To symbolize this fact, he is having fire in one hand and Udukai, the sound instrument, on the other. He said that all the cosmic objects are constantly in motion, and hence, to metaphorize that, he was shown as dancing. He was a saint and had a long hair, and that metaphorically represented the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy, as the Orion constellation was suitably chosen to represent Shiva. Since the Milky Way galaxy was a spiral galaxy, the spiral symbol also represented Shiva, and it is one of the symbols of Asivakam, like swastika, which was an ancient symbol for Om sound. The book of Enoch shall be equated with the Vedas administered by Isa to his disciples. Hence, Enoch might be the Jewish version of Isa. All religions of the world like Judaism, Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity and Islam truly evolved from Tamil's Asivakam, as it was the ancient civilization, and the original and first god of Asivakam is Isa. It is indeed the time for the Illuminati to learn lots of things anew and genuinely turn to Isa and turning away from their misconceived deity called Satan. As per the Mayans' prediction, and by observing the current situation, the world is poised for a new era, a golden era, after the dark era that ended on 2012. The internet has become the new all-seeing eye of the common people, which surpasses that of the Illuminati in a grand scale. Hence, the Illuminati shall not be as successful as they had been so far, and the world is indeed poised for a golden era. I had established for the first time in history, through the Origin of Temple video, that Kumari, that is, the Lemurian continent, was the real cradle of human civilization. Through this video, I am providing supporting evidence that 7,000 years ago, which is said to be the onset of Sumerian civilization, Sri Lanka was already a thriving kingdom under Ravana. Hence, it shall be inferred that Sumerians came from south, supporting Tamilian ascent concept as against the Dravidian descent concept. Despite the fact that some powerful forces are eclipsing the truth has its own channel of emergence at suitable times decided by the Almighty. This video is just an instance of it. I would complete this video with one more interesting observation. The abode of Isa is said to be Kailash on the Himalayan range. I had established in part 3 Siva video, Kailash means Kayal plus Ayam, meaning sea of fishes, and hence opined that Shiva's abode is actually Lemurian continent surrounded by Indian Ocean. Now that Tirukonamalai itself is in the sea, and hence the Shiva temple is very much in the midst of the sea, brimming with fishes, the Tirukonamalai, surrounded by the Indian Ocean, is the original Kailash. Some vested interests, who wanted to distort Tamil's history, moved the abode of Isa from south to north at the same longitude, which is about 80 degrees to east, and suitably coupling Isa with a Linga-like mountain there. The fact that Kailash and Tirukonamalai are in the same longitude do confirm the fact that Tirukonamalai is the original Kailash, which was moved through the same longitude to north. Shiva is called Adinatha, meaning ancient leader, and compare this fact with the Pandya, the ancient kings of Tamils. Shiva was the first Pandya. The emblem of Pandya was fish, which can be compared with Shiva's abode being Kailash, meaning sea of fishes. But King Shiva's original habitat was south of Lanka itself, the submerged Kumari mountain. Shiva is called traditionally as the god of the south through the saying, Tennaduடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, meaning, oh, the god of south and the god of all nations. All these things confirm that Tirukonamalai is the real Kailash. Hence, Tirukonamalai is the original Kailash, and the Himalayan Kailash is a recent placement and a fabricated one. The Illuminati pyramid symbol actually represents Lord Shiva on Tirukonamalai, and it is a symbol of great wisdom as against the ill-conceived notion by the Illuminati Jews.